On the afternoon of June 24, 1944, a Canadian Catalina flying boat patrolled the freezing skies above the Norwegian Sea. On board was Flight Lieutenant David "Pop" Hornell, a calm and steady pilot known for his courage and care for his crew. The sea below was rough and gray when the portside gunner suddenly called out, "Sir, do you see what I'm seeing on the left?" Hornell looked out. In the distance sat a German U-boat cruising on the surface of the sea. "I see it." "Action stations," he ordered. The Catalina turned toward the target. Below, the German crew on U-boat 1225 also spotted the aircraft. Alarm sounded as the submarine quickly tried to turn away. Its guns opened fire, sending deadly flak towards the approaching Catalina. Explosions rocked the aircraft. Metal tore. Bullets ripped through the wings and fuselage. Hornell stayed focused. "Hold on, boys. We're going in." He told his radio operator, Sidney Cole, to send their position back to base. Cole tried even after being hit by shrapnel, but the radio was damaged and no message got out. As they approached the U-boat, the Catalina's nose gun fired, forcing the German gunners to duck for cover. For a moment, the enemy guns fell silent, until one of the Catalina's guns jammed. The Germans fired again, harder and faster. A flak shell struck the right engine, setting it on fire. "Starboard engine's burning," the co-pilot shouted. The aircraft was shaking, losing power, but Hornell refused to turn away. He pushed the Catalina into its attack run and released the depth charges at the perfect moment. They splashed into the sea around the U-boat and seconds later blew it apart. The U-boat was sinking, but Hornell's aircraft would not make it home. With one engine destroyed and the aircraft burning, Hornell made the only choice he had left. "We're going down! Brace for impact." The Catalina hit the waves hard, bouncing twice before crashing into the icy sea. The crew scrambled out as the aircraft sank and burned behind them. They inflated two small dinghies, but one was quickly damaged by the rough sea. 8 men were now forced to survive in a single overloaded raft in freezing water. Hornell refused to let his men suffer alone. He stayed in the water for long periods, rotating the crew so everyone had a chance to warm their bodies for a few minutes. Hours passed. The cold was unbearable. When they saw a friendly aircraft overhead, they fired flare after flare until it finally noticed them and radioed for rescue. But help was still far away. The waves kept crashing over them. The dinghy flipped more than once. Exhausted, freezing, and weak, the men held on to life only because Hornell kept encouraging them. When one of his men, Fernand Laurent, slipped into unconsciousness, Hornell tried to keep him awake. But the cold claimed him. With a heavy heart, they placed his body into the sea. After 21 hours in freezing water, a rescue boat finally reached them. The survivors were pulled aboard, barely alive. Hornell was the last to be lifted out. He managed a weak smile, knowing his men were safe, and then closed his eyes for the final time. He never woke again. 5 of his crew survived because of his courage and leadership. Flight Lieutenant David Ernest Hornell was posthumously awarded the Victoria Cross, the highest military honor for bravery. He gave his life so his men could live.